Well, today is a very special day for Shawsheen, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's sunny. And what did Mrs. O'Brien say we're going to do? We're going to hug the school.
This is the last year we're going to be a community of preschool through grade 2. As a community, we're going to embrace it, we're going to celebrate, we're going to love it, and we're going to work very hard to challenge each and every child to be very creative and wicked smart.
When we love something very, very much, what kind of hugs do we give? Big, big hug. Let's see your arms out. Let's see big hugs for the Shawsheen.
Hi, I'm Jim Batchelder from the Andover Historical Society, and we're here at the Shawsheen School in Shawsheen Village. It was built in 1923, 1924 for the new Shawsheen Village community that William Madison Wood of the American Woolen Company, then the president, had begun to build. They needed a new school with all the new housing, and the former school, the Richardson School, which was located on Lowell Street next to Iceland Road, was overcrowded. They were in double sessions, and so the town of Andover began to look for a site, and Mr. Wood stepped forward and donated about 4 acres of land and gave it as a gift to the town for the construction of the new building. They wanted the building to kind of be compatible with the architecture that was happening here in the village. They put out a bid on the building, and the firm of Ripley and Laboutier from Boston were hired. They were also the same firm that designed the new addition on the Punchard High School in 1916, which is now the office building here in town for the administrative offices for the town of Andover. This building, when completed, was considered probably the most beautiful building that the town has ever erected. We're going to take a little walk around the building, and I'm going to point out some of the features to you. They really wanted the building to reference as a learning tool as well on the exterior, something you don't see. There are a lot of interesting embellishments on this building, beginning with the lantern or the cupola at the very top, which is, of course, symbolic of the lantern of knowledge, or the light to light our way to our future. So with that, I'm going to turn around. I'm going to point to a couple medallions that are on the building. Over here on the end is what we call a cartouche, and it's a round rondelle, and it's surrounded by what we call della-robia, which is fruit and oak leaves and a lot of different embellishments. It does 2 things. It breaks up the brick facade, which is blank, but it's also in reference to the fruit of knowledge as well. So there again is a little nod to an educational opportunity for the kids to learn. If you look over the doorway, we have 2 center arch doors. You'll notice that there is a American eagle as the keystone, which of course is our symbol of our country. And then if you look very closely at the fan light over the front door, you're going to notice a little rosette in there with a Mayflower etched into that, of course, which is the state flower. On the side entrances of the building, the keystones are owls, which are the wisdom of knowledge, or the keepers of knowledge, again, a reference to education. They've used this as what we would consider a Georgian revival building, borrowed from different elements. He's used the Palladian windows, which are the arches. It's a repeated theme throughout with Doric columns. So it's in the classical style. It blended perfectly with the village. Above here, you'll notice that he's also incorporated the state seal of Massachusetts and, of course, the town logo, which has the Indian holding the coat, holding the 6 pounds, which was the price they paid for the land which is now Andover, Mass. It was Kachikowik back then. It was purchased by the Native American Indians at the time, and so we, as homage to them, have the Native American on our town seal. There is an outbuilding here on the side which says Andover Preschool, and that was originally built as the first shed, as they call it, childhood center, and it was added to the site in the 80s, and they have since moved to larger facilities on the former campus of the Abbott Academy, now owned by Phillips Academy. Another interesting fact too is when the school was completed, the school department decided they were going to name the school the William Madison Wood School. And they wrote a letter to Mr. Wood informing him of the honor, and Mr. Wood politely declined the honor and suggested Shawsheen School would be more appropriate, and hence it's remained the Shawsheen School ever since.
O'Brien is one of the nicest, caringest person I've ever met, and that, you know, she was born to be a principal. When you walk into Shawsheen, you can feel the warmness, you can feel the love, and you can feel the caring and compassion for all these children that were here. I'm going to miss it very much, and the whole community is going to miss it very much.
I'm Dave Huston. I was a phys ed teacher at Shawsheen School from 1967 till probably 1980. The Shawsheen School was such a great school. I really enjoyed working there because of the small community kind of school, and the fact that we were able to know everybody in there. It was just such a great environment. This was Shawsheen School, 1976, for the centennial year. They built a bunch of equipment, playground equipment, and one of them was this Conestoga wagon that stood there for a couple of years until kids came over the weekend and knocked the things down.
Wow.
So the principal, Isabel Doby, said, "Get this out of here, we're taking it to the junkyard." I said, "I'm gonna take that beautiful thing to the junkyard and bring it home and I'll set it up here."
He went, but he graduated in probably the late 30s. And this is my son, Sam, who also went to school here. My favorite thing about here was in the 5th grade, you could ride your bike to school, and then at the end of the day, you all lined up, and you took off down this hill, and you made it all the way through Shawsheen Square, one light, and you were home in 5 minutes on your bike. It was a blast. And I was the patrol leader.
That's great. Rock on, Dad. Yeah, I'd have to say it's a shame that this is closing down after 90 years, because I always thought Shawsheen was such a homey place, you know. Even down the line, I've worked at gas stations or banks throughout town, and you know, so I see some of my old teachers or whatnot, whether they were tying my boots for me because I had the Velcro straps when I was a kid, or they had me walking across a balance beam spelling vacation, and they still see me and they say, "You're Sam the Man Kefferstan," and I'll never forget it.
How do you like it here for school?
Hello, kiddo.
There we go, excellent.
My name is Jennifer DiFrancesco. I was a student here at Shawsheen School when it was K through 6, as well as an instructional assistant for the past 13 years.
And I'm Marjorie Britton. I am a current student of Shawsheen School, along with my dad and his family, and my kids came here. And I'm an instructional assistant for the past probably 14 years at Shawsheen.
Yeah, Margie and I grew up together. We used to walk in the day back when they had patrol officers.
Yep.
Right behind us is the library. That was the auditorium we graduated from
Yeah.
6th grade. And I think the thing I'll miss most of all is the family atmosphere.
Yep.
That's truly what it feels like here. We've all grown up together. Everybody knows each other.
And we've kept in touch over all these years, the whole neighborhood and all the families.
It's going to be very sad to see it go.
Yeah.
Welcome to the 2nd grade performance. Their theme is ocean, just like the theme of the whole school this year.
See, what if the octopus, the flounder, and the cod think we're rather odd? It's fun to promenade, bobbing along, singing a song on the bottom of the beautiful briny sea. Woo!
Right hands in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Promenade and go. Walk, walk.
We all live in a yellow submarine, a yellow submarine, a yellow submarine.
We're going to take a walk inside.
I've been teaching here at Shawsheen for the last 9 years. I started here as a kindergartner in 1985, I believe. I started my career here at Shawsheen 9 years ago. I started at first grade, and the last 8 years I've been a second grade teacher. I love the Shawsheen community. It really embodies the idea of family, and it's a small setting, and I'm really going to miss it, but it's been a fantastic time.
Welcome to our final assembly. I would like to introduce Jen Shrivastava, the president of our PTO.
This is always such a special time of the year. Another school year closing, another milestone is met. I just want to thank Mrs. O'Brien and the entire Shawsheen staff for another terrific year.
Let's hear it for the second graders. Woo!
Some people have the feeling that a school is just a pile of bricks where people come and go. But a school is much, much more than that. What you have is new generations coming and going. Now, I'm reminded of the fact that one of the statements my father used to say to us is that if only this place had walls that could speak. What he meant by that was that no matter where we go, there's always a sense of history that takes place, whether it's recorded or not recorded. So in looking at that and thinking about one of the finest community schools in the history of the state of Massachusetts, which would be definitely Shawsheen School. What I find very, very significant about the Shawsheen School is the fact that of all of the schools through the years, that school has been used for more purposes than any other school. You can go, when they started off when it was K to 6, then it was K to 5. It was early childhood education. So when you think about it, what you had here is that there was an aspiration for we want something to be better. And that particular school has constantly delivered that, time after time after time. With the closing, there are so many fond memories of what took place there that it was just a wonderful, wonderful experience. And it was a community that always knew what it wanted, and they always looked for a good education, and they actually were extremely supportive of the schools, but they had very high standards to this very day. And it certainly was a pleasure working with them.
As a parent, I'd like to extend my deepest appreciation to the amazing and very talented staff at Shawsheen School. You provided Dimitri and Destiny an incredible learning experience, and you gave them a great education in a very safe and fun environment. We thank you very much. And also, I think the best way to put it, Shawsheen School is a place where everyone knows your name. And I think it's time, Tuck, we take our last lap around Shawsheen School, and let's catch up to the kids. Come on, Tuck, let's go.
We're going to miss the children. We're going to miss the small community. We're going to miss the parents being in and helping us all the time. Go ahead.
I'm going to miss this.
Yeah, we're going to miss each other.
Yes, we joke about it, but we're all going to miss each other very much.
Yeah.